This is a short set of slides. I just want to tell you one thing about the four kinds of rigid motions that we've just learned about. Namely, they fall into two types, which are called proper motions and improper motions. Now, first let me tell you about improper motions. And let me take as an example a reflection. A reflection takes a figure in the plane to another figure in the plane. But if you actually have that figure drawn on a piece of paper, say, then to actually carry it out, you would need to lift the figure up out of the plane and turn it over. As an example, let me take the mitten that you see on the left. Let's suppose that we're looking at these mittens from above. We're not looking at the palms, but the backs of hands here. And consider the one on the left, which of course is a left-handed mitten. Now, I can take that picture of a mitten and move it around. I can translate it and I can rotate it within the plane. But as I do so, always you can say to yourself, well, that's a left-handed mitten. Okay, that's a mitten enclosing a left hand. It's only by picking it up and turning it over so you could see the backside that you would then say I have a right-handed mitten. So if I want to turn it from a left-handed mitten into a right-handed mitten, I have to pick it up and turn it over. And vice versa. If I would have the right-handed mitten on the right, I would have to pick it up and turn it over to turn it into a left-handed mitten. So in any case where the motion actually requires us to pick the figure up and turn it over, then we say that the reflection, or whatever it may be, is an improper motion. As one other example of this, and this is kind of a silly joke, there is actually a state nearby that looks like a mitten. It's the state of Michigan, of course, and I'm just talking about what's called the Lower Peninsula. Looks very much like a mitten. And twist and turn it around within the plane as much as you like. It's always visible as Michigan, always recognizable as Michigan. However, if we would pick up that drawing and turn it over and look at it from the other side, then we would see, of course, anti-Michigan. Okay, I know it's kind of silly. So to finish up this little discussion, I just want to take each of the four kinds of motions, rigid motions in the plane that we have already identified, and let's see what type they are. So, for example, reflections are always improper motions because to carry out a reflection you always have to pick up the object and turn it over. On the other hand, a translation is something you can do entirely within the plane. You just take the object and move it along within the plane. And the same thing with rotations. See, rotations always stay within the plane. So those are proper motions. Finally, what about glide reflections? Well, to carry out a glide reflection, part of what you need to do is you need to reflect. So that means, yes, you have to pick it up and turn it over. So a glide reflection is likewise an improper motion.